Hi, this is John with GPG Photography, and today I'm going to take an image and transform it into a black and white image with a high key, high contrast look and a slightly antique feel. So here we are in a camera raw, and I'm going to bump our exposure. I'm going to open that up a little bit, and that's our midtones. With our blacks, we're going to draw those down. With our whites, we're going to open those up, and shadows, we're going to slide those open a bit too. That better exposes this undercarriage of this train car. I'm going to open that image. I took this image about a week or so ago in Delaware, Ohio. It was a foggy day, which is actually going to help with the high key processing of this. However, this process will work with almost any image. Now, I'm also going to primarily be using Google's Nik Collection suite in the processing of this image. I'm going to start with a Define 2. Define 2 is a noise reduction software. It gets the grain out. Now, a lot of times with noise reduction, you think, oh, it's going to soften the image. A lot of the newer noise reduction software out there keeps the clarity of an image, but reduces that grain. I'm going to go ahead and say OK to that. Just let it do its automatic thing. In fact, a lot of filters that I'm going to use on this image are just going to be standard. I'm not going to mess with the presets too much, although you can. It's going to vary, from image to image. But this is a pretty standard workflow for me when I'm trying to achieve this particular effect. Now, once the Define 2 has processed the image, I'm going to jump straight into Viveza 2. The Viveza has wonderful control points which allow you to specify what part of the image you want to transform. For this particular image and this particular effect, I'm going to use a global adjustment and bump the structure up to about 60. And if you can see from the preview how that brings out a lot of the detail. And now you should say OK to that. The Nik Collection suite is again a wonderful, powerful set of tools. Relatively inexpensive. It has a 15-day free trial. I think after tax it was about 160 bucks. It sits atop Photoshop, Lightroom, all the basic programs. After the Viveza, I'm going to use the HDR Effects Pro and choose the tone mapping. It's for single images. You can of course process multiple images with this particular set of filters. If you want to load in 3, 5, 10 images at varying exposures, it'll do it. And of course it again has presets over here to the left, and once this processes you'll see sliders over here to the right where you can adjust them. I keep it pretty simple. I like the deep 1 or the deep 2 for most of my images. This particular image I'm going to go with the deep 1 filter. I'm not going to mess with any of the sliders. Again, the software does have a 15-day free trial. Try it out. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do like it, save a few bucks, and it's worth its money. These filters, I think the suite used to be broken down into parts where you had to buy each one separately, and I think the price of the entire suite is like what it used to cost for one set. From the HDR effects, I'm going to go to the Color Effects Pro. And in the Color Effects Pro, you have all these filters. I mean, a ton of them. And each one has a bunch of presets. And then, of course, under each preset, you can adjust sliders, which will be over to the right-hand side. For this particular image, I'm going to go with a bleach bypass, increase detail, and hit OK. You're going to see a lot of haloing here around the image. I'm not really worried about that because I am going to go black and white. I am going to go high key on this. That's going to wash a lot of that out. Like I said, I know I'm going a little bit fast. I'm flying through this, but I guess it is what it is. From that, we're going to go to the Silver Effects Pro. Now, these are the black and white filters. Again, you have a lot of presets. You're going to get a lot of sliders off to the right hand side to allow you to change that. And here we are going to change these a bit. um, once this loads up. Now here I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to a high key look. I have high key 1, which I'm there now, high key 2. I like the high key 1 actually a little better. And here I am going to slide up the contrast a bit. Now once I do that, you begin to see that haloing go away. You also see where I'm talking about you get that old style look. With the black and white filters, you also have the black and white suite, you also have color filters like you would normally have it, if you were doing this old school film. I'm going to choose the blue filter. I'm going to roll on down to some of the finishing adjustments and go into toning, coffee 13, one of my favorites for kind of an old school look. And then we're going to go ahead and say OK with that. Okay, we're going to allow that to process, and the image is essentially done at this point. I mean, this is really almost it. But what I'm going to do, and these are set up to be done kind of as a workflow from top to bottom. I'm going to jump up one and go into an Analog Effects Pro, Filters. And these filters give you, the classic camera look, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many there are. I'm actually not going to use any of those. But what this does have, if you click up here at the top where it says classic camera, it gives you this little toolkit. And under here I'm going to go to lens vignette. We're going to choose a rectangle. And we're going to leave it centered and about the size that it is. And by dragging this all the way up, we give it a washed out look. Down, we close it down, we give that dark. But I'm going to take the washed out look, hit OK, and there is my image. From here, we can actually close the Nik Collection suite, and if we really wanted to, we could pick up something like the healing brush tool and adjust our brush size and take out these telephone lines. Maybe get rid of this telephone pole that was showing up back here, and even this little antenna or whatever it is coming off the boxcar. And there you have it, a high key, high detailed antique look from your color image. You guys have a great day. Please subscribe to my channel, give me some likes, give me some feedback, and thank you.